So you're going to flip it on. Your screen's going to power up. Then to actually start the oven, you have to hit the on button. Starts to heat up. Here you've got your temperature. So this is all in manual mode right now. Temperature button, arrow up, arrow down. Okay. You've got your timer. Arrow up, arrow down.
So is this a minute and seconds? Okay.
Yeah, a minute and 5 seconds. If you want to go fast, you can press and hold, and it'll speed up the process for you. Okay? Then here we've got our steam function. So I can either do shot steam or I can do pulse steam. This pulse steam is 15 milliliters every 30 seconds.
So then are you telling it to do that for the entire time you have it set
until you hit it again. So if I hit this, it'll keep doing it until I stop it because it's in manual mode. So your shot steam will automatically turn off after it gets its big shot. This one you do have to hit stop in this mode. Now if you go and you do a program, you can program how much you want to stay on. So this is your fan speed. So you can do standard or low, so depending on what you're doing in there. Yes. So I'm going to hit standard. I can also delay my fan, so I can stop it for a certain amount of time. So I have low or high. Low, I believe, is 3 minutes. High is 5 minutes. So it completely stops the fan in there. So if you got something that needs to set and it can't handle the convection, you can stop the fan for a certain amount of time.
So what does the high and low mean, though? If you say we're stopping it, why is it high or low? Is that the
so
amount of time
low
you're saying?
is 3 minutes.
Okay.
It stops the fan.
Okay.
High would be 5 minutes.
And then it'll just automatically start. If we set the timer for 20, after 5 minutes, it'll turn on the fan?
Okay. This, if we go in here, so this is just to set my timer right. I haven't actually started cooking anything yet. So to start my cycle, I would hit the start button. You can see it's counting down. It would be at my actual temperature, which we have at like 300 degrees, I think. If I get down to like a minute and a half and I'm like, oh, this is not done, I need more, I can just add. Oh, I gotta wait for it to count down. Once it ends, you can just hit that button and it ends it like a minute at a time. So if you're like, oh, I need 5 more minutes on it, you can just hit that 5 times and it would add 5 minutes.
So then to turn the timer off, that's this one?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you're like, oh, it's done, I don't need to cook anymore, you just hit that again and it pauses it. So if you wanted to check or take a couple pans out, whatever. And then if I press and hold this button, it'll cancel out my cook.
Okay.
And I'll go back to my regular screen. So in here, this is your rotation. So I can stop it from rotating if I want to. If I want to stop and be able to look at every single shelf. And then you can just start it up again.
And you wouldn't ever cook it that way. You can't make it into a non-convection by not turning it. Okay.
No. The nice button is this button right here. This is our program button.
Okay.
So if you have certain recipes that you want to program, you can input them in here. So here I would go to my edit name, put in whatever your name is. You arrow up, arrow over to, I don't know what I'm going to make it. Okay. Okay. Hit my hat. So my preheat. So do I want to be able to preheat my oven? Yes. What do I want it to set at? So if I know I'm going to be baking at 350, but I really want to make it like 375 so that when I open the door and the steam comes out, it doesn't completely drop in temperature. I can set that for myself.
Oh, so the preheat's going to be different than the actual temperature.
So my first stage, so I put in my cook time. So this again, minutes, seconds. Set your temperature. So my preheat could be 375 and my actual bake could be 350. Okay? Do I want steam? Yes or no? We're going to do yes steam. Do I want shot or pulse? I say yes, I want pulse. Standard, medium, or high. So your standard is going to be the steam, 50 milliliters every 30 seconds. Your medium, I believe, is every 20 seconds, and your high is every 15 seconds.
And again,
at
for
50
how long,
milliliters.
Just so you, like in this, are you telling it for how long?
So this one, it's the stages. So if I did high, And my fan speed, I want it to be standard. Venting settings closed. Vent delay, we're not going to do a vent delay. Then I would go to my stage 2. So that first minute, I'm going to get consistent pulse steam. And then my stage 2, it can change if you're changing your temperature.
Right.
So there's 8 stages that you could put in there for every bake. Then you have your alarm, your hold, and your exit. And that's your bagel. So you can have, I want to say there's like 99 recipes that you could put in there if you want to. I don't really have anybody going above 10, but you could if you wanted to. And then when that's all set, you hit that button again. I want to go into my program. I just hit the air down button. Right now it's in manual. And I go to bagel and I hit OK. And it's in my preheat cycle. That's your rapid cool down temperature. Oh. So if you're doing something in here at like 400 degrees and you want to do something that's at like 250, you hit that button and it cools it down faster for you. So there's always a USB option too. So if you wanted to do them like on the computer instead of standing here and typing in, you could do that as well and just load it into the oven from there.
So if I just accidentally left this on overnight, it's not going to do anything because that's not on, or why is it
right? So if you had left it like this,
right,
and it's in the off mode, it's off.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So there's really no reason to have both, possibly, or is that just a quick shut off, or?
Yeah, quick shut off, just an extra. This cleaning, just wipe down with soap and water, and all the racks obviously can come out and clean. Yeah. So you have to turn on. That's the on. This here is going to be either proof or retarder, so you have to do one or the other. You can't do both at the same time. So right now it's in the proof mode. Like you said, this is your temperature. This is your humidity level. Typically we keep it around 4. I mean, it's going to vary a little bit where you are and what temperature you're on, but you can kind of play with that a little bit. This is your light, so you can have your light on. You could have it off. If you're not looking in it, you really don't need the light on. And then this is for your automatic. So if I'm just using the retarder, I would switch to the retarder mode. It's always at 40 degrees. And then it slowly comes up to retard.
Okay. I guess I'm looking at, this looks like a timer, and like I said, trying to compare to the other one I had, where this meant manual, and that meant it's on a timer.
Okay.
So how is the timer the same as refrigerator?
So this button is just what you're doing manually. So if you're doing a proofer or if you're doing retarding, that's all that this is. If you're doing it on a timer here, you're going to flip that switch. And that is going to automatically retard for you and then move into proofing. So whatever you have this set, whatever time, it'll switch over automatically.
So do you think I need to leave this on, or this is the on then over here?
That's the on. So this is the all power on. You have to have that on. This, if you have this switched on, this trumps what you have here.
So where's the light again, I guess? Because I'm looking
right
at
here.
The switch looks the same then. Okay, so there's an option to either have is there a middle? Okay, I see. Okay, because I was like, wait, you either have to have the lights on or... Yeah, okay.
So this is your timer. And right now it's set for 4:38. Is that correct? No.
No.
I'm going to hit reset button. So this blanked out my screen, so I'm going to hit mode. I'm going to do AM, PM. And I'm going to put in my time. So I'm at AM, so I'm going to go. What time is it?
I guess
12. Anybody? 121, thank you. Okay. Now you shouldn't have to put the time in again unless
until the electricity goes out. Okay.
Yeah. 121. Okay. And it is, what day of the week is it? Thursday. Thank you. Thursday. And you have 3 different programs you can do. So this is program 1. So program 1, right now I'm in proofer mode. Okay. and I set when I want it to switch over to proofing in the morning. So right now it's set to set over at 6 a.m. So we can leave it like that. Again, just arrow up, arrow down for your hour, arrow up, arrow down for your minutes. Okay? Now we're in retarder mode. So what time at night do I want it to start retarding? I'm going to change that to, we'll do 11 o'clock. Okay? And again, I want to have it on the day of the week. So now I'm in program 3, proofer, retarder. I believe there's 6. I'm going to go back to my menu. 122. So now at 11 o'clock tonight, it'll automatically switch to your retarder mode. Start thawing all your product, and at 6 a.m. in the morning, it's going to start proofing.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. So then if I'm not doing that, this is when I need to come over to manual then?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you just need a proof or just retard, or you could switch back and forth if you wanted to, switch it in the morning when you come in if you
because I don't necessarily
do
want to keep it running if I don't have anything
sure.
in there.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
At this point I can turn it.
Uh-huh. And that's it. That one's pretty easy. Does that make sense?
So you turned the switch off now, but I
It's
need
completely
to
off.
actually leave it here and on, and it will go. But if that's
If that's off, it's like the kill switch over there. Everything turns off. So that has to be on to have anything doing here. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
yep. And then what's this? Just the thermostat?
Yeah.
Okay.
When you're done proofing, you want to turn the humidity off. So you'll turn this off. And then leave the heat on for about 10 to 15 minutes just to dry it out a little bit. And then you do want to open up the door and let it air out so you don't get any mold or anything inside. Again, just soap and water if you need to clean it down. But that's pretty much water, so you're usually good there.